Hi there, people. This is Spray Love, and today I'm going to review probably my top fragrance ever that I was wearing yesterday. And I didn't do a video about it, but I'm still wanting to do one right now. It's called Néroli Outrenoir. It's a Guerlain fragrance that is in the line that is called L'Art et la Matière, so the art and the matter. Amazing line. I think every fragrances in there is just simply amazing. They're worth checking out for every real fragrance lovers out there. This is an high-end fragrance, so this is not a cheap one. I know I do most of the time. I do like very more cheap on the cheap side of fragrances. I always try to stay on the cheaper side of fragrances to get people involved in that and have fun and spend up to $100 and get a real good product. This one is more like in the realm of $250, $300, I think. And so, but this is amazing. Like, oh my god! First time I smelled it, I was like completely in love with this fragrance. I was telling them like, oh, I want something for like concerts and stuff, because I'm training to be a classical singer, so I was trying out like fragrances in order to get like into classical concerts, to perform and to have like a fragrance that just reminds me of the classical music performance realm, if you might say. And this one, it like they made me try a lot of fragrances, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, but it's not quite. And this one, I was like hearing the music in my head of Jean-Baptiste Lully, that is one of my favorite composers. And I was just hearing it out in my head, and I was hearing Rameau and all these French composers that I so adore. So I decided after multiple time trying it out, decided, okay, I'm gonna make the big move and buy it. These are not fragrances that you can buy like just you cannot buy like that. It's difficult because they are really high end, but they're not cheap. It's the kind of thing that you don't want to own too many. Even as a hobbyist, I own like high-end fragrances, but not too much. I try to keep it down a bit, but they're so good. So if you really like one of those fragrances, like, you can make it your signature scent, or you can have this very high-end fragrance that you put on certain nights, certain occasions, and other fragrances that you can put on a day-to-day basis. And I think it does the trick also on a really daily basis type of ordinary fragrance too. But it is very classy, it's poetic, it's wonderful. For me, this is fall, mostly fall, but I wear it anytime. I wore it yesterday, and it was like I was in love with the scent all day. Every time I wear that, I'm like, it's so wonderful. But keep in mind that it's not cheap. I wouldn't recommend to like buy it too quick. I tested it for weeks before actually buying it, because I wanted to make sure that my body chemistry goes well with it, and a lot of different situations and stuff. I would recommend you do the same, and I would recommend 100% just going to the Guerlain counter, the nearest that is to you after the pandemic, and just like ask them for advice. These people are very friendly, and they want to help you find the fragrances that you will really love. And whatever the budget you have is, because they have like high-end fragrances like that, but they also have like a lot cheaper fragrances. So This is really nice, and you can try a lot of them and a lot of different L'Art et la Matière line. This line that they all look like that a bit. They are really artistic fragrances that smell good, but also like they convey an artistic like vision to take one matter and to exploit it in a different way than it is normally done. This time it's Néroli, which is one of my favorite notes, and it's called Néroli Outrenoir because they wanted to do a dark version of the Néroli type fragrances. Néroli type fragrances, normally they're colognes and they're very light. They have like they're very fleeting, light, and very bright. Now they wanted to do a contrast between the brightness and a darkness inside with the benzoin, with the tonka, with a lot of other bass notes that will counterbalance the neroli in a way that was never seen before. And there's pepper and smoked tea. It's really nice. That's very soothing, yet also very sexy because it's smoky. This fragrance is everything I really like about fragrances. It's my extroverted counterpart to my Mon Précieux Nectar, which is very intimate. This one is more like it projects more and it's more extroverted. It's very voluble, you know, it's has a staying power that is almost infinite. I woke up this morning and it was still pretty much like alive. It's very effervescent, and I really like that fragrance. It's crystallized, noble, powerful. Yes, so I would recommend trying like these lines, these high-end lines. It's really a nice experience. There's tons of them. Cuir Beluga, Tonka Imperial. There's all these fragrances out there, and they're all centered around iris torréfié also, but it's like they're all centered around iris note being mixed with coffee and you know, and tonka, but it's very powerful, and leather, but it's white leather. It's very like there's a nice artistic line with this one, and this is my favorite from the line. It's not everyone's favorite. I think most people really enjoy maybe Cuir Beluga or Tonka Imperial. They're the most there's also like the Spiritueuse de la Vanille, which is like vanilla but a bit boozy. It smells like a vanilla ice cream, ice cream. All of those are wonderful, but this one is my favorite. Like I said, I smelled it, I was like already in love, and it was for me it was exactly the music that I have in mind, the music that makes my heart beat, you know. It's like the Jean-Philippe Rameau, Jean-Baptiste Lully, François Couperin, all these composers from the baroque period in France, but also makes me think a bit of Gabriel Fauré and maybe even Michel Legrand, like the newer, on the newer side. This is, yes, it's amazing. It's an amazing fragrance. And I love the concept of just taking the neroli and making it spectacular and dark yet bright, like clair-obscur, you know. It's amazing. I really like it. So go and try it out. Go and try out the Guerlain fragrances. They're really delicious. So spread love and spray love. Bye bye.